Hey y'all, they done free Diddy, but we're not gonna get into too much of that today. What we are gonna get into is some more of those creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality. Yo, fireballs in the sky.
That is so weird.
Wait, what happened?
So y'all do know that we had over 140 fireballs fly over our heads. So while everybody was worrying about World War III, what's going on over there in Iran and Israel, we just almost got turned into dinosaur dust. And these pictures was taken in places like Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, basically the whole entire South. And I ain't hear about this on the news. I ain't hear about this on the radio. I heard about this from TikTok. 2025 got me so numb, bro. I'm not even surprised that we having meteor showers. Like, I'm honestly not even phased. This is just a regular day. And to make matters even worse, why does the percentage keep getting higher of one of these asteroid rocks headbutting Earth? So the scientists say. This year been so unpredictable, bro. We don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold for us. Because asteroids twerking in the atmosphere just reached a whole new level of BS. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments on what y'all think about 140 fireballs flying over our heads. In the comments, like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And if you want to learn how to turn your content to passive revenue, comment down below hub. And I'ma send the resources in your DM. The sky is falling.
So, did anybody else see those fireballs in the sky? I didn't see a fireball. I mean, I'm not in the South, but what do you guys think it is? Do you think it's a meteorite? Do you think it's some type of ship? You know, somebody traveling here? What could it possibly be? This is going 75 miles per hour. Y'all can't tell me this ain't the biggest building in the world. Okay, it's a pretty big building. What's in there? Is this Tesla? Sheesh. And it's still going. What was that building? I think that's a Tesla building. My kid made a hologram today. She used an iPad, cardboard, some hot glue, and a plastic container. Her most recent anime figure came in. Yo. These kids are different. They're learning things at a rate that I could not even have imagined when I was a kid. I was outside looking at the grass, picking the flowers, playing kickball. They over here learning how to make holograms and 3D animations and man, look. Shout out to her child though.
God told us not to eat from the forbidden tree of knowledge. He said it was like a fruit hanging from a tree with an abundance of knowledge that we could take from. Now we all have Apple iPhones and we hold them in our hand with the logo of a bitten apple on the back of it, literally giving us an abundance of knowledge from artificial intelligence. Everything comes full circle.
Now we got the Coast Guard here. Here comes the Coast Guard. Oh shit. Yep. Probably out of Air Station Miami.
Oh, snap. Intergalactic war. Ooh. What was that?
German Tartarian underground bar in Germany. Star of Remphan, Moloch, and the Seal of Solomon with a line with a picture saying it pours down everything. Then I have this. Then I have the devil smoking weed right here. Then I have a jester with his cards. Then I literally have a jester smoking again. And guess what? The word Saturn. Literally just Saturn, no other planet.
Just
Hello.
Saturn.
Another devil bird. The rooster. A sacrificial man leading the young men to die. A scarecrow, quite literally just a scarecrow. The llama. The beehive. The grave. The gnome. And the drunken knight.
And who built this? And how they built it? Where is that at? Anybody know?
This is Glorilla, and she had to wear this mask during the Coachella performance. They have to do the mask ritual where they are disfigured to show the evil entity that is working through them. And this is Kai Cenat. He did this on one of his streams. He put this on and chased the guy around the room and did all of this. So this is all a part of what they have to do. And Weekend, he did a whole... He brought the robot on stage and did his whole concert around it just to show it. And then he wore this. So they're showing you that they are no longer operating under their power. Something is operating through them.
This is how a direct energy weapon works. Notice how it won't melt the blue block.
Where can you get these? You could probably get this on Amazon or something. Yo, you see he got like a little plastic do.
He's got behind there. And that's a Stanley knife blade. It's made of metal. It'll burn straight through that, but it will not touch the specific color of blue.
That's how they was doing it, y'all.
Who came from the industry. I guess he was funding it or directing or something. And he was on video saying that sometimes what you're seeing on camera is not a woman having, but it is actual manifested demon that people are watching. It's not even human.
What?
And when you're talking about this Nephilim magic, that's where my mind's going. I'm just like, this is way deeper than I think anybody has been able to comprehend to this point.
We've actually spoken to girls that we have and boys that we pulled out of things that they said that when they got ready to film them, a guy would come in, he's a super good looking guy, was super nice, and then he would change, he would morph, he would change into something horrible. And then that film is for like next level gazillionaires, next level people.
So that's sold at a high price.
It's sold at a high price. Exactly.
Wow.
And I mean, I've personally heard these kids say that. And when you hear a 13-year-old little girl tell that story, and you just heard that story in another country 4 months before that, it just makes you just go, wow, this thing is way bigger than I thought it was.
Yo, y'all better stop manifesting demons, man. Just don't even do it, man. Guys, check this out.
60% of all pork is produced by one company in the U.S., and that is 100% owned by the Chinese. 4 companies control over 80% of the meat industry in the United States. More than 10,000 different additives are allowed in the U.S. food supply. 99% of chicken, 95% of hogs, 78% of cattle in the U.S. are raised in confinement buildings or feedlots. Means they're not moving around freely. 80% of the antibiotics consumed in the U.S. are fed to animals. Here's a stat. In 2016, 18.4 million pounds of antibiotics were sold for livestock. And that's what you're eating. Suicide rates amongst farmers are the highest than any other profession, and that includes veterans, believe it or not. I found that alarming.
What is this?
Break the window, break the window. That was badass. Oh my god. I'm surprised, guys.
That's crazy. See, this is why I try to stay away from the ocean or just from water, period. Because look, the boat's all the way upside down at this point. No, I'm straight. You see, they on some sand. They can walk around. That's what I like to be on. You know, natural. Why do I want to go in the ocean? Like if they made like lava boats, I'm sure people would like go rowing on some lava because people are just weird.
I'm watching Bad Boys for Life. I froze it on this scene on the airplane. I've always wondered what happened to Martin Lawrence. Like he just act real weird all of a sudden. Am I crazy, or is that a second eyeball? You can see it right there. See that little, looks like an eye. It looks like an eyeball, bro.
Oh, wait. It took me a minute, but I definitely see it now. Whoa.
Okay, conspiracy theory, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They cloned that man. Look at his eye. Look at it. See that little brown spot? Look at it move. See that? You saw it move? That was a... Look. He's got a second pupil behind. You see it right there. Tell me you can't see that. Tell me I'm crazy.
Is he crazy, y'all? Let me know.
Okay, so I drove past this last night, and it's really weird. You guys tell me what you think. I hope there's no cars behind me so that I can slow down. It is definitely...
Yo, you cannot trust captions. I don't know what that caption just said, but didn't she just say definitely? See, they be leading people off, man. Feel bad for the ones who actually can't hear what's going on and just be reading the captions. Yo, what is that? What is that? Like protected among all the trees and stuff. Yo.
Las Vegas. We are on Tropicana.
Dang.
In front of the Walmart. Every last one of the light poles, the electricity poles are down.
Just the electricity
pole. This goes for miles. We ain't got no power. I don't know what the hell is going on. This goes for miles, y'all. Look at the cords on the ground. It goes all the way down, miles. What the hell? What the hell? All of these are down, y'all. Every last one of the powers down.
How's that happen? Did like one fall and it was like a domino effect and they just all started falling, or like all of them for miles?
Let me tell you a true story, piece of boom. Who was in that submarine? Huh? That submarine in Myrtle Beach? Who was in there? I know you guys heard about that. Shh! Shut up! Who's in it? Some guy right on this app was there when it happened. He got the footage. I heard that the media is looking for him. They want that footage. Now the guy that got the footage on TikTok, word is he's trying to charge $250,000 for it. He's waiting for an offer. I seen a video. Like, I don't know if this video is true or not, guys. Go check it out. I seen a video with the Coast Guards flying in on parachutes or something like that. What is going on here, guys? And who was in that submarine? This is what people are saying. I'm home. I'm nowhere near Myrtle Beach. I'm just telling you guys what I seen, and I'm trying to find out what's going on here, guys. Who's in that submarine? If they're making such a big deal out of this, that means that submarine is not from them. And let's not forget, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you what that guy was saying on TikTok. Go look him up. I'm not going to say his name because he's hot. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
Who was in the submarine? Was it a submarine?
I'm talking full-blown neighborhoods underground.
And these people are just unknowingly living down there.
The operation started back in roughly the late 70s, right? When nuclear tensions were kind of getting a bit out of control. Intelligence agencies kind of developed this confidential defense program, a fail-safe, right? An alternative underground survival strategy in the event of a worst-case scenario above ground. And so they just took the common sense approach. They built towns that looked exactly like ours, right? Roads, shopping centers, even schools. They modeled it after our society, but then they realized they didn't have any humans, right? And well, this is where it gets a little dark. They gathered hundreds of young people from adoption facilities, right? Made sure they were young enough not to remember their origins. And well, this is how they populated the place. They raised.
That's kind of what we living in right now. Just think about it. How do you get people to not know their history? You move them to a certain place. The ones who do remember, you eventually get rid of them. And you constantly teach these young ones a new doctrine. Nah, man, that's crazy. I believe it. You know, especially with all like the kidnappings and things that go on. Where are they taking these people? Are they trying to populate new underground cities? The new paradise?
Taught them that they were from a fallen world, and this place was all that was left, right? Look, as the years went on, they just never shut it down. It's technically just an ongoing research operation at the expense of several thousand people who have no knowledge of the outside world above them.
Something's just not adding up with that Disney dream rescue. Here's what the headlines aren't saying. A little girl fell off the 4th deck of the Disney Dream cruise. Her dad jumped in and held her for 20 minutes in the water, and they were both rescued. But life jackets, plexiglass, too deep supervision, how'd she even go overboard? That rail's not climbable by accident. And now we got passengers jumping on Reddit and other cruise forums online. They're all whispering. The dad may have placed her on the railing, maybe for a photo or something, right before she fell off. There's zero confirmation from Disney or any of the official crew, and there's no video proof yet. But the question keeps getting asked. Why hasn't the cruise line addressed this yet? This isn't about blaming. The guy's a hero regardless because he jumped in and saved her. But for me, it's about asking the right questions. So what do you think? Honest accident or something a little more careless? Let's talk about it in the comments.
Yo, after watching that whole poop cruise documentary, I don't mess with cruises anyway. What y'all think? Hero or?
Yeah, this is from on top of the stratosphere. Hey, what was that, dude? Look. Look, it cracked. Shit, look at that.
No, that's
It cracked
crazy.
right there.
Mm-mm.
You heard it? We're on top of the stratosphere.
Take me to the
and
elevator.
The window is cracking. I have no idea what's going on, earthquake or what, but it's cracking. Crazy. I think we should go down now.
Yep.
Let's go.
Think you should go down too.
Ever notice that in the Bible, God says that the giants were here before and after the flood? Let's go ahead and read it in this 168-year-old Bible. So here we are in Genesis 6, and it says, "And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." Okay, so going back, do you see that it says there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that? I feel like this is a clue that the giants did stick around after the flood. Some of them survived.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look back at some of the history and people saying that they have found giants in caves, the stories of the petrified giants that look like mountains, it's amazing to me. If you don't believe in giants, tell me why not?
Myrtle Beach submarine update. Y'all need to pay attention to this, because look, this is getting blown out of proportion. Now y'all got all these news channels involved in this, and now they're coming out with stories telling y'all, hey, don't be scared, it's just big balls of bait, that's all it is. And I'm here to tell you that's the furthest thing from the truth. Them news people, them news anchors don't know a damn thing when it comes about bait or any marine life. They ain't no fishermen, they ain't never wet a line in their entire life. They don't know what a bait ball looks like. Hell, and they sure as hell probably couldn't even tell you the difference between a largemouth bass and a flounder. But hey, y'all gonna believe them when they say, oh, it's just a bait ball. It's bullcrap. I know what a bait ball looks like. I'm a fisherman. Look, I got catfish, bluegill, fishing on the boat, shrimp boats, sharks, mullet, wahoos, stingrays. I know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to fishing, and I'm a freaking professional at finding bait, and I know what bait looks like. When you see bait on the surface of the water, it makes like a big V shape because they swim like ducks. So you're gonna see a V-shaped ripple on the top of the water. And also on top of that didn't look like a V shape, did it? It looked like a big ass long oval blob, something kind of like what a submarine would look like. And let me tell you something else. Every video, every picture has been from an aerial point of view, looking down at it. And I'm here to tell you, bait fish are shiny. And when they go on top of the water, they flip over on their sides. And what that's going to do, especially from an aerial standpoint, it's going to make like a flash underneath the surface. Not one video, not one picture do you see, man, if that was bait fish, that would be hundreds of thousands of bait fish, and they would all be on the surface just flipping and making flashes that would look like fireworks going on. And what do you see in every video picture? You don't see none of that. It's just a big, dark blob that's staying the same shape. If it was a bait ball like they said it was, that would mean a shark or other fish were chasing them. And guess what? That V shape that they would be swimming in, it would be going all different directions and dividing, turning into different shapes. Does that? No, it stayed the same shape and everything the whole time. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I have more footage on my phone, and guess what? I've had news stations that have been reaching out to me, and this is something that's never happened. They know that I have footage on my phone, and they're trying to calm y'all down and tell you this bait balls. It's freaking bullcrap. Now everybody's freaking marine biologists? Dude, I'm a freaking fisherman. I know what freaking bait looks like, all right? That did not look like no freaking flying V going through the water like a school of mullet would look like. Yeah, so I don't know what else to tell y'all, but listen, my phone has blacked out 4 times today. That's never happened. My phone's blacked out 4 times. So it's telling me somebody's trying to get into my phone and take away what I have on my phone, so I'm not able to let all you guys know. Stop believing and stop Stop believing every damn thing you hear on the news. That's all I want to say. Because they're just trying to calm y'all down. And hey, I'm here to tell y'all, it ain't what they say it is, baby. It's a freaking submarine, upcharged.
Is he lying? You can't really believe everything they say, and they'll prove it to you too. Look, I mentioned that Poop Cruise documentary earlier, right? I'm watching that. They knew what was going on with that whole cruise, how it had lost power and nothing worked, right? But the news was like, we're not going to give any of that information out, just the baseline information. We had an issue, we're handling it. They don't put the news out there unless, hey, somebody's on TikTok and the news gets out there. So I kind of believe them.
Now, do you want the good news or the bad news? Well, the good news is, I don't think I've been cloned. But the bad news is if I've been cloned, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know.
Sure wouldn't.
You've all seen Rick and Morty. Who's seen Rick and Morty? If you've been cloned, you wouldn't even know. So let me address it properly. So a lot of people believe, for some reason, that I'm so special, that I'm such a leader, that the government would take their time out to assassinate me, clone me, and replace me with this version of me you see before you now.
I don't put it past me. I'm just saying. Look, we might think that, oh, it costs them $1 million in resources to clone somebody. To them, it's like, we'll do it like that. It's nothing. It's nothing. We'll clone whoever, whenever, wherever, because we got it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not a matter of you being the most important person out there, the most important leader, because it's just TikTok. You're just an information spreader at the end of the day. Maybe they just got tired of the type of information you were spreading. So let's go ahead and get this guy over here and get a few things up out of his brain. Make sure he'll never remember those things again. Or anytime he tries to bring them up, something to make him not bring it up. His head will start itching or something. And then now we got the new version, 151, the new bully slayer. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys believe in clones? Do you think people can get cloned out here?
And then you gotta understand yourself this. Like, this is what the people are saying. They say I look different. I mean, maybe it has been over a year. People say I look darker. Brother, it's summertime. Black people get darker in the summertime, you know. White people ain't the only ones that can tan. People say my voice sounds different. This is my normal voice. Whoever thought I spoke like this, oh, we got your ass, oh my days, oh, bro, that's not my normal voice, okay? That's not how I speak. People say my eyes look different. Well, maybe my eyes do look a bit different. Well, maybe you've never seen me in real life, so you've only seen me through the camera. And depending on the camera angle, the lighting, I might look different. But, yeah, what else did they say? They said my fingernails or my hands look different. Brother, listen, people, since I've been gone and I've come back, it's like the whole world's gone mad with the conspiracy. You've gone mad. You really have gone mad. People are just, everybody seems to be a conspiracy expert now. Like, who knows clones? Like, yeah, I know what a clone looks like. Come on, man, let's keep focused. We're on a mission here. I could have died and I'm back. You know what I'm saying? So, rather than you wasting your comment section asking me if I've been cloned or we're going to reserve judgment, just understand that it's a bit of a far-fetched thing to be cloned and replaced. And you might want to check out your mental health because paranoia is real.
That's not the bully slayer, y'all. That's not him. First off, when did he even start making videos like that? Where he just walking around talking to the people about whatever, trying to flex. When he made videos trying to put information out there and knowledge that we didn't know. He was trying to expose certain things back when he was putting videos out. Where did he go for the whole year, 2 years that he was gone off of TikTok? And why is he now coming at conspiracy theorists as if something's wrong with them? Were you not one yourself? All I'm saying is everything he said sounds like something a clone would say.
Oh shit. In my 42 years of living on this planet, I have never threw my toys at the pram over food. This behavior needs to be studied. It's weird.
Y'all can't see that a power higher than us is trying to tell us something. You had one of the worst floods China has ever seen. You had the situation that happened in Lake Tahoe. You also have the crazy weather in Atlanta. And then look at Europe. Right now, Europe is experiencing one of the worst heat waves they have ever seen in history. Heat conditions so hot that things are burning, literally burning. On top of things burning, all you gotta do is jump in that search bar and look. See how the fires is in Europe right now. You have people literally dropping dead in Europe right now because of the weather. And you ask yourself, what's going on right now? Okay, well again, think about out here in New York. Think about those loud booms we heard in the sky. Now think about those explosions they heard in Alabama. And let's go back to what I told y'all before. The Pentagon stated that the Anunnakis were coming to Earth real soon. You also have people saying that there is a war above the clouds. There is a war that the Galactic Federation are fighting right now. And again, I ask you, why do you think all of this stuff is happening right now? None of these weather conditions are normal. Look forward to seeing some crazy shit, because none of this shit is normal. Pay attention.
He has done it. Let's listen and see if there is any audio that we can take in.
Okay. Pursuant to the order 4 February 29, 1960, the hour of 12 noon having arrived, the Senate having been in continuous session since yesterday, the Senate will suspend for a prayer by the Senate chaplain.
Wait, what? 1960?
Because his statement in the motherfucking his statement there, nigga.
Did you see it? Did y'all see it? He's a copper. Oh wow. That song is so weird to me. Just think about the lyrics to that song.
Going on. Blessings.
Yeah, man, you do got to be careful with everything your children watch nowadays.
All right, y'all. Look at this shit.
Yesterday, and unfortunately, that rain does stick with us. With
That's a bird.
rain chances as we head into the afternoon.
This is our look over Pensacola Beach on our generator guy's camera. We have
That's a bird. The fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Yo, what was
In
that?
1993, the CIA declassified a KGB report that reads like pure sci-fi. I had to know if it was real or not, so I went to the CIA.gov reading room to get verification for myself, and I have to tell you guys about it. And it basically explains what happened to some Soviet soldiers after they shoot down a UFO or a UAP. So somehow, after Michael Gorbachev got dissolved in 1991, a lot of the KGB's top secret information made its way to the US, and the US intelligence obtained a 250-page file attack on this UFO in Siberia. One of the CIA representatives referred to this case as a horrific picture of revenge on the part of extraterrestrial creatures. So the more I study this material, the more creeped out I get, because I realize that we don't know what any of these things are. We have no idea. And this document reads in asterisk. It says, one of the CIA representatives referred to this case as a horrific picture of revenge on the part of extraterrestrial creatures. A picture that makes one's blood freeze. According to the KGB materials, a quiet, low-flying aircraft spaceship in the shape of a saucer appeared above a military unit that was conducting routine training maneuvers for unknown reasons. Somebody unexpectedly launched a surface-to-air missile and hit the UFO. It fell to Earth not far away, and 5 short humanoids with large heads and black eyes emerged from it. I'm reading from the document exactly. It says, it is stated in the testimonies by 2 soldiers that remained alive that after freeing themselves from the debris, the aliens came close together and then merged into a single object that acquired a spherical shape.
What?
That object began to buzz and hiss and sharply, and then became brilliant white. In a few seconds, the spheres grew much bigger and exploded by flaring up with an extreme bright light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomena turned into stone poles. Only 2 soldiers who stood in the shade and were less exposed to the luminous explosion survived. The KGB report goes on to say that the remains of the UFO and the petrified soldiers were transferred to a secret scientific research institution near Moscow. Specialists assume that a source of energy that is still unknown to Earthlings instantly changed the structure of the soldiers' living organisms, having transported it into a substance whose molecular composition is no different from that of limestone. The CIA has named this...
Yo, whoever was creating this world back in the day, right, had some type of powers like this. You see like these huge limestone like slabs, right? And you're like, how did they transport these things? They had to have some type of extraterrestrial presence. And when I say extraterrestrial, you just got to think extra beings on this Terra. So what do you guys think it is? Medusa turns you to stone type thing, you know? They could turn anything into whatever.
One of the strangest UFO reports ever filed, and there has been no follow-up, no explanation. Sometimes the weirdest stories are not fiction. They're just classified.
We can sit up here and talk about Nickelodeon, Dan Snyder, and all that, and all the weird hidden antics that was going on. But let's talk about how in the early 2000s they were sexualizing candy, and we were unconscious to it as kids. And to give y'all an example, look up sour tube. Sour tube. And I want you to find a picture that has like the sour tube open, and tell me what that opening of the candy looks like to me. Well, to you.
Sour tube? Y'all know what that is?
Religion don't do nothing for you. You the most religion. Good things happen to bad people all the time, and bad things happen to good people all the time.
Another fact.
Moralism has nothing to do with spirituality. If this is an illusion and it doesn't exist, what the fuck does anybody give a damn about your behavior? That's what the white man knows. That's why the white man does what the fuck he gonna do. And you the stupid motherfucker. That ain't right. You just don't know the laws of the universe. The laws of the universe is survival of the fittest. You don't think so? Look at goddamn nature. Oh, I'm one with nature. Oh, I'm a black person, I'm one with nature. You ever seen the animal kingdom? The bigger bug bites off the head of the smaller bug. You ever see the lions and shit? Motherfuckers just be eating all kind of shit. I be feeling sorry for the damn Here go a motherfucking doggone antelope or whatever with a damn lion damn paw in the side of his gut. You see, oh, I'm one with fucking nature. Well, goddamn, you one with goddamn nature. Nature is survival of the fittest. Natural selection. I'm one with nature. Well, goddamn it, wait till that goddamn hurricane come. Talk that dumb shit, and you can be the Miss Grandmama sitting on the porch with your Bible. That hurricane will split your ass in two. This shit ain't got nothing to do with no fucking moralism. Nothing to do with moralism. If you say, I'm just one with nature. You know, we got this Afrocentric bullshit. Is a bunch of nothing but some goddamn, the Afrocentric shit wasn't nothing but some redone Christianity. That's why when I started talking about the sex stuff, motherfuckers lost their mind. All the so-called Kemet and all the Kemet and the brothers and all that old bullshit. We'll see how far that wasn't nothing. We took the same model of Christianity and righteousness and piety and just put Egyptian on that shit. And the sacred, divine, blessed, and all that old bullshit these niggas talking about. That's what the white man knows. These motherfuckers ain't got the shit yet. Down here, this is hell. And whoever rules is the motherfucker figure out reality is what you can get away with. One man's God is another man's devil. And that's what this shit is about. So, get your freak on. That's what this Elliot was telling your ass. You up here being all nice and divine. Your mind is telling you, I want to get my freak on. And society is telling you, oh no, you can't do that. You know, that's what black people say when white motherfuckers go kill somebody up and go come in there and go in your community, drop some chemtrails and kill up black people. They can't do that. You ever hear niggas say that shit? You know what I'm saying? They come up in there and arrest your child, stick a pole up his ass in the damn jail. They can't do that. Are you a fucking fool? Because we taking our mind and thinking our mind is the same as the fucking white people mind. You know what I'm saying? They do what the fuck they want to do. And that's the way the shit go down here. You just didn't know. First motherfucker, when you slow, you blow. You snooze, you lose. That's how this shit go down here. About reality is what you can get away with. That's why any law I can break, I'll break that shit.
I mean, Bobby Hemming got a point there, man. Is this even a real reality? What is reality? Because you think about it, right? And you think about karma, right? And you think that if you're a righteous person, that, you know, you're going to be gifted back in a righteous way, you know, like it's going to come back to you. And that if you do bad things, that bad things are going to happen to you, right? But just think about who's been in charge of this nation for the last couple hundred years and all of the bad things that they've done. What's happened to them? Nothing. They've gotten richer and more powerful. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, man, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.